You might have heard of the concept of REM sleep. It's the point at which your body enters the deep sleep that we all crave, where your body is able to start to replenish and assess and repair damage to your body that it goes through in just being alive. So mentally, we're talking toxic byproducts and waste that is produced from cognitive activity. Physically, we're talking about heart health, lung and respiratory health. We're talking about damage to muscle tissues, injuries, all this sort of stuff that takes place only when you enter REM sleep. So we all want to achieve REM sleep, right? For me, I've had to look at different ways of achieving that and getting the most out of it I can. There's not a lot I can do about my environment, but that's a good place to start. Make sure you've got a comfortable bed, make sure there's not noise going on, all those sorts of things that are pretty obvious. From there, I'd say look at diet. If you're struggling to A, sleep, and B, get any proper sleep, because sometimes you go to sleep for 8 hours, you wake up and you feel like you haven't even slept. It's crap. That's probably because you didn't achieve much REM sleep, if at all. So look at stimulants, look at social media, look at caffeine, look at sugary foods, look at things like alcohol, how much you're taking in before you go to bed, because that can have, I know it's a depressant, it can have different impacts. It sort of varies. I'm not very educated on that. It's things to look into is what I'm saying. Try meditation. I've written an article on breathing techniques which help you achieve presence. Achieving presence mitigates, in the vast majority of cases, the stress and anxiety that you experience when you're laying in bed thinking about what could go wrong the next day, what's going on in a few weeks' time, or just like random stuff that's coming to you. You need to clear all that out of your head and have a clear mind with which to allow yourself to calm down, to focus on achieving good deep sleep and to get the most out of it. And that's why you'll struggle to sleep if you are stimulated or if your brain is still buzzing and stimulated. So if you can achieve a state of presence, if you cut down on stimulants, if you've prepared your environment, all that sort of stuff. There's one thing that's only occurred to me recently because of my diet, and it's to do with carbohydrates and your carbohydrate intake. So for years I've been sleeping pretty well because I sorted all these other things out, but what I didn't know about until recently and what I completely overlooked was that cutting out carbohydrates out of my diet was completely ruining my sleep and more so my ability to achieve deep sleep. I'd go from having great sleep to sleeping, instead of 7 or 8 hours and having really, really good sleep for 7 or 8 hours, I was getting sort of 3 to 5 hours. I'd kind of wake up in the middle of the night and then I'd just not feel tired, or I'd sleep and then just wake up and feel like I hadn't slept, and that sort of thing. I thought I couldn't understand what was going on. And as soon as I switched back to a different diet, which, because I was only doing it for a temporary period for a specific purpose, I brought in a lot more carbohydrates again. I thought I suddenly had this great sleep again, and it turns out that unbeknownst to me and probably unbeknownst to a lot of people, carbohydrates are a massive factor in your ability to achieve REM sleep. So getting the right amount is very important. The best way I'd suggest in achieving this is using using an app like MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal allows you to diarise everything that you're eating, and it tells you the content of everything that you're eating. So it tells you carbohydrates, fat, sugar, fiber, protein. It tells you all these sorts of things, breaks down for you. And the best thing about it is I'm not affiliated to them or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I use. And the best thing about it is that you can scan the barcodes and it'll come up like Tesco cashew nuts, and it'll tell you the exact thing that you're holding. And it's got a massive directory of things on that, so you can very accurately trace what you're putting in your body, and it will tell you you can only trust these things so far. I've been around BMI scales and body mass, body fat percentage calculators on the internet for long enough to know that they're not very accurate. So take it with a pinch of salt, but figure out roughly what amount of carbohydrates you're supposed to be taking in. Make sure you're getting the right amount of carbohydrates. See if it impacts your sleep. If you have a significant variance on what you're supposed to be getting and what you are getting, hopefully it helps you achieve more REM sleep, especially if you have trouble sleeping and you have tried the obvious things. It might be this underlying factor that's actually affecting you. And of course this can affect, you know, long-term health, cognitive performance at work, at school, or doing exams and things like this. And it can help, it can affect mental health, and it can affect the way you look and feel just generally. So I hope it helps. Hopefully you'll be able to sleep better as a result of it. I'm trying to think what else to say. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.